I will leave the floor to our president, Dr. Yves-Michel Ginot, to introduce the Scientific Council shortly, and the president of our Scientific Council, Dr. Dominique Langevin. So,
thank you, Sophie. So, following Hubert Curien, former Minister of Research, then Yves Farge, physicist and Vice President of the Academy for Technologies, Dr. Dominique Langevin is the current President of the Scientific Council of Le Studium. As a physicist, she started her research at l'École Normale Supérieure de Paris, working in the lab of Professor Alfred Kassler and Professor Jean Bossel. Her first works focused on light diffusion interface. She followed in Collège de France in the lab of Pierre-Gilles de Gennes and assumed later the direction of the research center Paul Pascal in Bordeaux. She is directeur de recherche CNRS at the Laboratory for Solid-State Physics at the University Paris-Sud, and well known for her expertise on liquid crystals, viscoelasticity, and of monomolecular layers, microemulsion, mixtures of polymers, surfactants, and many things again. Moreover, her scientific activity was recognized through several prestigious prizes. I don't list, but you will find it very easily. And I really enjoy to follow a scientific council under her presidents. Hyper-professional, smiling, and everything with a touch of a soft emulsion. I've learned a lot of things in meeting management. Thank you, Dominique. It's up to you.
Thank you very much, Yves-Michel, for your kind words. I was prepared to introduce myself in a much softer. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, it's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon and during the days that will follow to celebrate the 25 years of the Studium. So I was asked to describe to you briefly the activities of the Scientific Council. Since I don't have to introduce myself again, I just want to tell you that we are 25 people. After my short presentation, you will have a movie with interviews of some of the Scientific Council members. Some of them couldn't be interviewed, but some of these persons are here in the audience, so you are welcome to talk to them and to learn more about the Scientific Council activities. So I had the pleasure to chair the council for, well, a number of years. That's my last year. And next year, the new chair will be Athena Koustenis, who is also with us, and you are also welcome to talk to her and see what are her plans. So to start, what do we do in the council? So it's rather simple. We have to evaluate the proposals and to rank them. So this activity is partly done. There is a preparation step, and we meet every year, 2 days and a half generally, in person, and we discuss the different proposals and we rank them. We also have a presentation of the previous proposal that were accepted, and the fellows and the person who were granted present to us their results, which is really very interesting. Here, in the following, you will hear some, not all of them, because there were many since the beginning of the Studium 25 years ago, but a few of them will be presented to you, so you will appreciate the broadness of the topics of the Studium. This was mentioned this morning, and indeed it's really a very special Institute of Advanced Studies. This is, well, I don't know of any other, maybe there exist, but it's the one that is the more pluridisciplinary. And the idea came from Paul Vigny, who wanted to revive the structure that was created in Orléans in the Middle Age. It was called the Studium, so he took over the same name, and the scholars were hosted in a house in the street behind Yves-Michel. And so Paul wanted to have, to revive this tradition and have host people from all the disciplines. So, of course, nowadays the disciplines are very, they are very different and very broad. So to take the classification of Auguste Comte that we like in France, so we have maths, we have physics, we have chemistry, we have biology, both animal and plants. We have medicine, and we have social sciences, we have economics, we have history, geography, literature, and arts. Arts meaning we have music, painting. So you see, this is a very interesting and broad range of topics. And from what we see from the talks of the fellows and the person who were granted, who had a grant, they are all very happy to be here, to exchange, to have scientific exchanges with each other, and they learn a lot from that. So, and in the council we are also happy. I can say that is one of the very interesting aspects of being member of this scientific council is that we learn a lot when we come here, and we learn about proposals in many different fields. It's very interesting. So what do? We have to prepare, of course. At the very beginning of the Studium, the council was very small because there were not many grants and so not many proposals, so we were less than 10. At least when I joined, and we were not so many. But later on, the Studium was awarded a big grant from the European Commission, and then there were many more projects, many more applications, and then some years there were more than 100. So we had to devise something more structured, let's say. And what we do is we're following the procedure of the European Commission that we found suitable. We send the project, every project we send it to external referees first, and in order to have at least 3 different reports. So Aurélien Montaigu, whom you meet, don't know where is Aurélien, yes, here, he's taking care of this difficult step. He has to ask to more and more people every year. This year he told us that he had to ask to an average of 20 people to have 3 reports. Per proposal, so it's a really hard task, but Aurélien does that very well. Then when the reports are ready, this is more or less 1 month before the meeting of the council, the proposals are assigned to 2 members of the council that read the proposal, they read the external reports, they write their own report, and they present it during the session, the June session. And then there is a discussion, and we try to reach a consensus, and then all the members of the council write a mark. The marks are collected with the team of the Studium, and then average and the ranking is prepared. So I should say that since I forgot if I told you that we are 25 members from all disciplines. So this is why 25 is big, but not big enough for such a large number of disciplines. This is why we need these external reviews. But the work, well, people are pleased to be here to listen about new proposal, new science. usually hear about. And so they trust each other, as far as I could see. So the consensus is very easily reached, and the ranking is done well, without a major problem. Then after that, again, Aurélien takes over and write a condensed report taking into account the external reviewers and members of the councils who were reviewers of the project, and then with Sophie and where is Sophie? Sophie's here. And myself, we finalize the report and we send them to the applicants. Even if they are awarded or not awarded, they all get a report, because even those who are awarded, they need to know, because we can spot improvements that can be made to the proposal, and then they need to know that. Generally, of course, we have some complaints, but very few, maybe one every 2 or 3 years. Then with Aurélien and Sophie, we write a letter explaining them. It's mainly because they don't know very well the rules, and so we explain that to them. So this is what we do, and as I said, the council is quite happy to come, as far as I could judge. Not only because the work is interesting, but also because Aurélien, Sophie, and the team are taking care of us. They take us to nice places in the evening. Some years they take us to a chateau. The year of Leonardo da Vinci, they took us to Chambord, and with a special guide. But of course, we have in the council specialists of the Renaissance who knew much more than the guide. So we had a wonderful visit of Chambord. This is the message that I wanted to convey to you, that the work of the council is done very smoothly. You will see some of them in the movie that will come. Some are not in there because they couldn't be interviewed. I think I said that already. And some of them are here, so please talk to them. And if you have more questions, because I'm not sure that we will have much time to, we have many presentations following up, so this is really a summary of what we do. So thank you very much for your attention. And so now I think Sophie will show you the movie.
I think I launch it, or I will launch it.
I'm Federica Vigliardo. I'm a professor at the University of Messina in Italy. I'm an experimental biophysicist. I study molecular mechanisms of several biological processes and some neurodegenerative and infectious diseases. And my experience at the Studium Research Scientific Council is very positive from all the points of view, because scientifically it's a great occasion to improve, to exchange with scientists from different disciplines. And from a human point of view, I met really great people. And the Studium for me is a tool for knowledge, for science, and for the Centre-Val de Loire region.
I'm Gordon Campbell. I live in Leicester in England, and for many years I was Professor of Renaissance Studies in University of Leicester. That academic specialism with respect to France means that I regard the centre of France not as Paris, but as the valley of the Loire, where the monarchy was centred in the period that I study. So I particularly like coming here for historical reasons. I feel like I belong here historically. But I also discovered what it was like to be a member of the Studium Scientific Council. In England, I only talk to people in my own discipline. But when I come to the Studium, I find myself engaged in conversation on a wide range of subjects, far from my own, and I love it. It's an experience that also has a point in the candidates we choose both benefit from being here in Orléans or Tours, one of the other centres, but they also bring their own wisdom and experience and practical skills. So everybody wins with the Studium, and I'm honoured to be with it. I've been with it for 7 years now, I think, and I enjoy every minute of it.
Bonjour, my name is Olga Guerrero and I'm full professor of chemical engineering in Malaga University in the south of Spain. My expertise is catalytic processes and nanomaterials. I have been involved in the research committee of Studium during the last 2 years, and I'm very happy to collaborate with the Studium because internationalization, I think, is the most important thing in our universities. It's necessary to collaborate with other colleagues from other institutions and other countries, and this is the main focus of a Studium. They take care not only of getting the money, of course, which is important for having researchers, but also they help them. So Studium is like a big family that not only give grants, they also give support and help. So if I had to define the Studium, I would say that collaboration, help, and internationalization.
My name is Marc Gerwig. I'm seniorist research director in theoretical physics at Laboratoire de Physique des Solides. It's now part of the new university Paris-Saclay. My research domain is condensed matter physics, namely quantum and topological matter. And I am in Le Studium since 2017. As a scientific council member, and well, the probably most salient spirit of the Studium is its interdisciplinarity. So it's a true pleasure to work not only with natural scientists, as myself, but also with people from humanities, social sciences, economics, and all domains actually of the university. And yeah, we are always happy to welcome new fellows that we select, and to see also the outcome. It's always impressive to see the outcome, not only from a scientific point of view, but also from a human point of view. So the new relations, social relations that are forged during the stays of the fellows here in the Loire Valley.
Good morning, I am Jean-Claude Lecron. I am professor of biochemistry at the medical faculty of the University of Poitiers, and I am also biologist at the Hospital of Poitiers. I'm in the Studium Scientific Council since 4 years. What about this council? It's a serious but also very friendly meeting, giving a fisheye on the multiple side of science, and it's very interesting to be there. And what about the Studium spirit? It's a great and unique institution in France to promote science without frontier. A great experience. Thank you.
I'm John O'Brien, and until retirement I used to work at the University of Durham in England and at other institutions before that. I have a background which is Irish as well as English, which allows me to travel with a European passport, which pleases me. I have been, my area of expertise really is French political writing of the 16th and partially the 17th century. I worked in particular on the French author La Boétie, but a lot also on Montaigne from the political point of view. I've been a member of the Studium since 2017, and it's been a great opportunity, a great European opportunity, which gathers together people from different countries, from different fields of expertise, and allows them to think about the whole question of what awards should be, what we want the Studium to be, how research should be funded, and what the best projects are. What sort of institution, what sort of setup is the Studium? Well, it's a place where one feels an immense amount of conviviality. There's a lot of collegiality as well. Those are the kind of foundational things. But also, above all, we think about what research is, what the best research projects are, and who we should be funding in order to give the best possible outcome, both for the Studium and for the host laboratory and for the researcher above all.
My name is Aileen Hanyololu. I'm a reader in cell biology at Imperial College London, and my research interests focus on understanding a superfamily of signaling receptors that impact every aspect of our day-to-day lives. And we're interested in studying how these receptors work, particularly in aspects related to women's health, so both fertility and also in pregnancy, but also how these same group of receptors also function in other parts of our body, including the gut, and how we sense nutrients and in terms of appetite control. So I've been part of the Studium since 2017, and I have to say it's been a very highly rewarding and very educational experience for me. This is a very unique organisation, and I think the region is very lucky to have such an organisation. One of the great things about it from a scientific council member is that we get to see what's the full cycle of the research project. So from the conception, when the application comes in, to then the great opportunity to actually hearing the fellows speak about their research and see their successes that they're having. So that doesn't happen normally in any scientific council. If I had to summarise what the Studium spirit was in 3 words, it would be highly transdisciplinary, innovative, and very, very collegiate.
Welcome, my name is Jean-Pierre Samama. My experience and career was a science director at CNRS, and at the end of my career I was science director of the French synchrotron, the Soleil. What are my fields? My fields were educated in chemistry at first, and then I went to biochemistry, to biology and biophysics. So my experience as a member of the Scientific Council of the Studium, what I enjoyed there was the variety of expertise provided by excellent scientists in multidisciplinary areas. And what is great in the Studium and the way it works is that, as I said before, it is multidisciplinary. So we are listening to a number of different cultures and different people. It is always fair and honest evaluations by everybody. And major and the critical point is that Studium is providing a remarkable help and support to the local science in Région Centre, and I think this is very great.
Yeah, hello, I'm Ralph Watzel. I'm the director of the National Geological Survey of Germany, which is a research organization embedded in the public administration. I'm participating here in the Scientific Council of the Studium since 2017, and it is a thrilling experience. The Scientific Council is committed to high scientific quality, and that's what I appreciated a lot. And to summarize it, I would call it international, innovative, and inspiring, and hopefully I will be able to participate in the upcoming years.
I am José María Araujo Carot. I am Professor of Economics. I am Chair of the Research Center on Economics and Sustainability at the University of Rovira and Virgili. And my field of expertise is economics, sustainability, urban and regional economics. I have entered the scientific committee of the Studium last year in 2021. So this is my second year here, but my first on-site activity, because last year was a little bit different. I think this is a very nice institution because it allows the opportunity to a lot of researchers from all over the world to come here to this region to invest all their effort in order to increase their network, to increase their productivity, and to be involved in a very, very appealing academic community and a very stimulating research environment. So I really think that this is a great initiative that it's benefiting a lot the scientific community. It's being very positive for all these researchers coming here. So I encourage people to apply because at the end the result is very, very stimulating.
So some of the persons that you've heard are here. Gordon is here, Federica is here, Jean-Pierre is here. Laurent, you couldn't be in a movie, but you are attending something for Piotr, yeah? Who you see here, so you see a few members of the councils are here for you to, if you want to talk to them and learn more about what we do.